That's great. We are the Neutral Zone. It's Monday, April 13th, 2026. When I say those words, I think 2026. I remember we were all waiting for 2000. Remember, as it was going to roll over and the world was going to explode because we couldn't know what to do with the last two digits. We're there, and now we've progressed to a world that is more on the edge than it was then. And, who are those people in history that said 2026? Edgar Casey, bunch of people. But we can tell because we're here. Isn't it wonderful? We are alive. We live on Maui. I have two beautiful ladies in front of me who I'm so thankful and blessed just to be. Every day I appreciate what I have, and I realize that there couldn't be a more perfect world, and everything's perfect. So it makes life easy because I heard Ram Dass this morning, a little tape. I don't know how it came up. It said, hey, when we have a preference, you like black rather than white. You like what you think is good and bad. You know, that's already compromising the fact that everything is there and it's all together in one. It's perfect. Isn't that a blessing? Mm-hmm. We don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah. Just stay in gratitude.
Some of you are going, tell us who's there. We're on the radio. We're on KAKU 88.5 FM, the voice of Maui, and we're also simulcast on Maui Stream, on app, and Akaku Maui Community Media Channel 55. But everything can be watched again and again with total transcript of everything.
Whoa.
Every full transcript, a summary.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
And that all goes into a giant pool for more than 550 shows now and growing. And we'll be growing community shows in there with a search engine. That means it's a place, everything that's said becomes the voice of the community and part of, I guess you'd say, the Jason and Ariel world and our inclusive, as much as we got recorded for 30-something years.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Jason and Ariel. Yeah.
But now you're going to hear two new names that you've heard before with pleasure. Lei'ohu Ryder and Maydeen Iao. Or I know them as the beautiful, wonderful sisters. But I don't know. They are so wonderful. Many on Maui know them, and many around the world. You know what? When I see you and I don't see instruments, I think, we're not going to do music today, but these guys have been playing music together for, I don't want to count. You give me
many lifetimes.
A decade. There's a call in. Who would try to call in?
Aloha.
Someone will answer it, I bet, because they'll think we're on the air. That couldn't be the right.
Hello.
Tony's going to come in and he's going to probably answer it for us.
It's Marlon. It's just Marlon. Don't worry about it.
Okay, see now. Isn't that awesome?
Magician.
This is what they call public access radio and television. What that means is we're comfortable and casual, and we can say anything we want, positive and negative. Mostly I like to spin everything, and I spin it positive because I see an inclusive model. And I'm looking at that. That seems like... You guys, what's the main thing that today, if I was going to say, what are you here to deliver? I mean, I can jump in. Maydeen and Lei'ohu, please.
I'd like to, just greet everybody out there with joy and aloha and mahalo for listening. And I'd like to just start with thanking everybody, about gratitude. Also, we spent a lot of time with Ram Dass, and one of the things when we'd be up on the stage sharing, and he'd lean over and he would say, "What shall we talk about?" And I would just smile and look at him. He goes, "Shall we talk about love?" And I would look at him and we'd smile and go, "Yeah, let's talk about love. Let's talk about aloha." And then he would just beam and be present. So this morning when I was thinking about kaku, aloha, aloha in action, and gratitude for life on Maui, and to be able to serve aloha every breath. I'd like to have Maydeen share a little bit.
Aloha, everyone. Mahalo for tuning in. Let's see. When I woke up this morning, I was fully grateful. One, to be alive in this time, and also because I get to live on Maui. And I would say one of the highlights of life is landing on the island of Maui or Hawaii, where aloha is everything. Aloha is a life walk, a life being, a life full, and everything is perfect.
That's
Everything
right.
is perfect.
Perfect. You know, my mom had a stroke and then was around and was in a assisted living. And I'd go back and forth. It used to be, there was ATA Airlines. If they would be back, it was like a flat rate and you could go as much as you want. So I was going every month for, a week at a time. And whenever you ask my mom how she's doing, extraordinary, perfect. And I've learned over time, she's right.
Yeah.
She was, whatever was happening with her, she was perfect, and it was just the right way to be. And you just said, and when you're up there on stage with Ram Dass and he talks about love, perfect. And what you just said, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's true.
How did you guys get together? Musically, or was it
Yeah.
spiritually, or
Yeah,
what?
all of
All of
it.
the above.
All of the above. Love the ocean, love music, and
Hanging out at
Hanging
the
out.
beach. The ocean was everything. It still is. It really is.
Like I said, I keep waiting for them. I keep almost going to materialize a guitar. Now you guys do blessings. I mean, how would I describe you? I mean, it's hard to describe.
It's hard to describe us.
Musicians, authors, ambassadors of Aloha. But I imagine you don't go empty-handed. You're either invited or you're creating.
Yeah. We're invited to, we're invited to different areas, cultures, just different places, and to offer, not offer aloha, but just to be together, to break bread, to so we do a lot of blessings, or when we travel, we will be invited to different conferences or gatherings. And then there's times when we do go and, people say, oh, are you coming? And can you come here? Can you come there? So it's really about being invited and sharing aloha and sharing our life with people. And doing music as well. And a lot of what, we left our jobs in 2004. And when we left our jobs, I was in a classroom. I was teaching at Yale School. Maydeen was at the hotel in Kaanapali. And when we made the choice to let go of our jobs, the purpose was to serve aloha. So part of that birthing was aloha in action, love in action. We had thought many times about, being in service, a service-dedicated society where people just in community, and many times it's basically, this is how we grew up, taking care of each other in our village where we, our families. Culturally, just speaking for myself, I grew up in a fishing village, and so everybody was related. Everybody was on Kuleana lands. And so this Aloha is a lifestyle. Aloha is breath. Aloha is energy. Aloha is universe, all of that. So that's very much in the bones. But of course, as time went by, you get jobs, you do this, you do that. But in 2004, it was a very pivotal moment, and we decided.
Yeah, so we left our jobs and said, okay, now what? But the floodgates opened. So we got invited to travel to Europe. We went to, and basically we knew somebody in Europe. And from that moment, we go and we offer concerts. We call them play shops and never workshops, because we done with working. It's about playing. So play shops, and from that one concert, we basically met so many people, and we started relationship. Pilina, this thing about relationships. So it grew. So we've been traveling for 22 years to Europe and hanging out there for maybe 2, sometimes 3 months at a time. And this is about the time when we start getting ready for our travels. We usually leave in May, come back in July. And it's all about Aloha. So that one concert, we met somebody else and we got invited to their place. So I'll just name some of the countries that we have been to. So it's Germany, Italy, Austria, Switzerland. I may have forgotten.
Belgium, England, Ireland.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Orkneys, Spain.
Orkney?
The Orkneys. Way up north.
Many places, but
Get to know geography this way.
so
too.
so we were invited, but
Fantastic.
that was never the intent. The intent was Aloha. But our journey of life has always been about taking care of our communities. So that's all it is. It's just taking care of our community, being in service, and helping as much as we can. We do blessings and just be with people.
I've seen you out there. What do we say? One of those things.
Yeah, and the music
beautiful
is
gal here who just had a thing right here yesterday with you. So
yeah.
It's really about presence, and being totally grounded and in the moment. Hey, thank you, Ramdas. Be here now. And these beautiful relationships. So now that's 22 years. Last year, we said we're going to take a pause in 2026 from traveling. So I'm really excited about being home during the summer. Except for when COVID happened, that thing. We've been traveling every year, and grateful for it. And from that, the nonprofit Aloha in Action has benefited a lot because of our relationship. Because like when the fires happened, all these donations came in, and I was kind of afraid of like, wow, what? Look at all these donations. But it's based on relationship. It's who you know. I'm saying that with a loving heart.
Oh, I understand.
And it grew. And so we were able to, being a small little nonprofit, 501c3, we were able to help some families. And we continue to do so, especially now with the floods. And we feel grateful that we can serve. This is the gift. Like, what's the 3 things? Who may I serve? Where may I serve? How may I serve? That's it. That's
the 3
everything.
questions we just asked ourselves early on. Who may I serve? How may I serve? And where may I serve? And that led the way. But it wasn't,
Nothing planned. We had no clue.
Yeah.
And when? Right now.
Yeah, it's the now.
That's when. I've been here, you're not surprised, half of my life plus 2 days. My birthday, 75th birthday,
Awesome.
was on the 11th. So we're on the 13th.
Congratulations.
37 years ago, I came here. And I've been with Miss Ariel for so many years. And I have grown. I was appreciative before, but
Yeah.
living
Isn't it
with
amazing?
love and aloha, I know you guys know Ariel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just wanted to express total love. She would love to be here and hopes you'll do another interview with her too. She loves you guys
Yeah.
both.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That P word.
Yeah, you guys look so at rest and peaceful.
It's
Oh,
nice.
It's wonderful to be
Help me
home.
with a couple of websites. AlohaInAction.org.
.com.
.com. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. AlohaInAction.com. And our primary travels, when we really began to travel, we traveled, and we were dedicated to receiving the funds because we wanted to get the funds and put it into Aloha in Action. So we were the primary funders or philanthropists around Aloha in Action.
Yeah.
And then through the Pilina, through the web of life, the web and the way how the stream of aloha comes, then yes, the fires based on these relationships. We're so blessed with many people supporting Maui, and so it continues to be so. And so that's all it is. It's and when we were helping early on, this is way before the fires, because 2015 officially Aloha in Action was set up, and we would help kupuna. We built schools in Kenya. We funded musical programs for street children. There was all over the world also, not just in Maui or Hawaii, but now a lot of the focus is very much our island home, and what's happening now.
Can I tell you a short story?
Please.
It's self-serving, but I think it's important because it sets up, I think, something for the future. Your nonprofit is functioning, beautiful, recognized, Aloha in Action for who and what by the people you know. I have been thinking that all of us nonprofits should be linked together. And that sounds funny. It means promotion to the world linked together. And that's why and how I started Dream Maui, this idea of linking years ago. And so as I come upon different people doing good things in nonprofit, my vision is to be able to have a way to have it all seen through a mama and a papa, the basis for making a dream come true in action. So you say in action. When I look at my thing and it says Unity in Action, there are my three logos. I mean, we are all talking the same language. I put my mission statement into the computer, and I asked ChatGPT, our new big brother, and I said, hey, buddy, how does Pulama Lanai and DreamMaui.com, MauiCoastProperty.com, and Maui Neutral Zone and their missions, how do they align, and what could be the greatest thing for the highest good?
Wow.
And it came back and it said, well, you guys are like super aligned. Sustainability, Maui as an example, everything about it as an example. So, again, why I talk about linking of nonprofits. It just so happens that in Maui County, in our home domain, one guy who has, quote, ownership, but let's just say he's steward for a great deal of that island and cares about making an example for his own world. But he's the second richest guy in the world. That means if we have something that we bring into his visage, if we do it and coordinate, we can be an example of how to shift things to the world. So when I hear ambassadors of Aloha, I think of you. I told Lono years ago, we're going to be ambassadors to the world of sharing Aloha.
Absolutely.
I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
So and I mean it now when I say,
Yes.
I don't have to start from scratch.
No.
That linking of nonprofit. When I say I have members and they're growing, that's what this is about. This is about sharing and showing we are one. We function when we are one. And what we have, when I have real estate commissions, Maui Coast, and put them back into the community, music and art and show.
Yeah.
That is, to me, that is our being. We are blessed to be the ambassadors of Aloha.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So although this concept is new to everyone and you're hearing me self-promoting, it's not really self, you see, because it's these guys, when you see them up on, you'll see them up on the website, and as we're coordinating all these groups together, that's what they were talking about contacts and people you know and how we work together. And I know it sounds like I'm a bit grandiose in my visions, but he is the second richest guy in the world, and we've been doing this, you guys, how many years? Me, 37, came here with this vision. Maybe this is God's vision, and maybe the time now, when to serve, what to serve, and how to serve. Yeah. And now, I'm so thankful to be able to put it out there in our neutral zone, something that will contribute to this vision.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
All of you out there, listen to Maui Neutral Zone. Come on back and realize that what we're seeing is a gathering of awareness. Now, we're not changing anything. We're making people aware, hopefully, of their part. Like these guys, they step forward to want to be here and with us in the zone. You know, they wanted to be sharing on part of it. So that's why I say the fact that you reach out to me, I really appreciate. And I want everyone to know you could be a guest here on the show and share your aloha, because isn't that it?
Yeah,
the more people we can get from the world, they'll say, how come you have hits from all over the world? People tuning into this show where countries block America, but they're not blocking you. Why is that? I don't know. Maybe because Aloha doesn't have any kind of boundaries. And there's no walls. We're a gallery without walls. We're a people. It's not that I don't respect individual cultures. It's all of them together. That's that's a rainbow to me. So. And
there's and then when you speak about nonprofits, there's a lot of good things that are happening on Maui. We always get fed a certain type of meal every day, but there's so much richness and goodness and aloha everywhere. And there are a lot of beautiful nonprofits every day that are making a difference right here in our island community. There's just so much good going on. And although, sometimes we can go in the dumpies every once in a while, but, all we have to do is just take a breath and ground and look around. Look at the beauty, the nature, the rainbows, the rains, the ocean, the plants, and each other, because that's the most, we are here to serve each other, and we cannot only rely on government and all of that. We really need each other to bring our best skill sets and wisdom and forward, because that's what community is about. And if anything, that resilience has continued, not just since the fires, but even before. And since all the rains that have also blessed us, it really kind of puts into perspective what's really important, and it is the heart of community. It's the heart of the breath of spirit. It's the heart of aloha. And any time we move in these ways, all is blessed as a result. And this is the example. These are the examples that we can. All we have to do is look and open up with the heart, and it just shows right up. There's so many amazing things going
really
on.
A lot of aloha in action in everyday life. It's like walk around, and if you can see another helping another or smiling when they pass by, or it's life-changing for some, a simple smile. And that's what we're inviting for the world to come and play with us.
Isn't it funny that the wisdom that we find from, and you've been fortunate to hang with Ram Dass, It's those moments. It's the playful moments.
Yeah.
It's the light moments. And you know, Jim Loomis probably also.
Yes.
The people that are old and wise, the sages of our ages, are the ones that realize it's that lightness and it's that.
really
And that
is.
play.
The play.
The play is
That
what
play.
years with Ariel, and it's like
That
I'm telling
play.
you, I've been blessed,
Yeah.
and to be able to, as we share that, to let others know it's okay to be happy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
playful, and light.
You know, we know that there is people are suffering.
Of course,
You know, we know that there's a lot going on in our world, but we also know that we are the medicine, that we are the wisdom, that we are loving, you know, we're loving people. And every breath that we offer that knowing blesses the whole universe, you know. So I think being on Maui and having that example of being able to live on this precious, magnificent island, you know, you can never have a bad day, ever. Well,
I'm with you. You know, whenever I go over to Kihei to see Ariel, we go for sunset. I don't know where the sun is ever, but I always expect it to come out, and many, many times it does. It just comes through the clouds, and it comes through the clouds in our hearts all the time.
Absolutely.
We are so blessed to be here. You guys are, you know, a reflection of how I feel.
Thank you.
I'm so
Jason.
thankful for
Yeah.
every day. We are so thankful. And the fact that we have everyone out there, if you're from somewhere else, we welcome you to come here. Please come and play with us, you know. Please come. And we want to go to you. You know, as we're going, I've seen, you know, I keep rebuilding the website. Figuring how to market in this new age. I used to put an ad up in the paper or put a book, and then someone would see it.
Yeah.
And now everything is done, and we don't know what the algorithms say, and the ads. It's a totally different world. But this thing about belly to belly and sharing, I hope that everyone will share what they see here and share this show with everyone all over the world.
yeah.
You know.
When we talk about algorithms and the kinds of things that could bring messages of fear, let us say, or control, whatever we want to call, what we have come to know, what Maydeen and what I have come to know is when Aloha is allowed to dance freely in the presence of the heart and beyond, then there is no algorithm, there is no anything that can deter that presence from rising and illuminating and creating a field of aloha, a field of light that honors all life, that honors play, that honors joy, that honors service. You know, this is a field that can never be controlled, and that's to me, that's a big message that I want to put out there right now is that the ability to be grounded and keeping your heart open and open to all that is in loving expressions. You don't have to create a nonprofit or anything. You don't have to climb the mountain, but just the smallest little aloha steps, the smile, the gratitude, you know. This is what intoxicates me and creates a field, you know, of resonance, and that it just vibrates up, and that can never be aloha love. Once the people are in that path of light and love, no, it's unstoppable. It changes the frequency of everything. So, you know, I just really. I always am thinking about those moments with Ram Dass and many others, but Ram Dass because being able to be in that presence and he would always say, shall we talk about love? Yes, let's talk about aloha. And then, wow, So we got to have these conversations with ourselves a lot when we look in the mirror, or when we're getting, a little bruised by whatever.
It's the remembering,
reconnecting with all of that.
Right, remembering who you are, what you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Life is beautiful in that the simple is to me, has been the most satisfying. Yeah. Now, having lived half of my life on Maui, which is really a blessing by itself, to realize the things that bring me the pleasure are none of the physical things and things we can't take with us. It's like, as you get older, you appreciate those simple things that make us who we are, and that we learn so much over our lifetimes if we allow ourselves to. And like when I hear the word aloha, everyone says, well, how do you define aloha? You define it with no definition. It's a feeling, like you heard here, a feeling of service and love, and anything you think of that raises and elevates your spirit and does it. I mean, it's just a plane of existence that allows. I say allows. If we allow ourselves to plug in and be available to it, the world becomes easier to accept, because everything can be reduced to aloha. Everyone talks about love and aloha. Isn't it amazing how, maybe we're just making room for it, but you don't hear much of that stuff on the air.
Aloha is always available. It simply is a choice.
This world war that I don't know how we describe this. We're on the edge of, and we're in the middle of, disagreements at a global scale that are making impacts that we haven't yet even seen. But the fact that we can still care,
yes,
and the fact that we can each ourselves be an example, and that all our listeners and viewers can also bring that into the situation to make things better everywhere. How do we know that it's getting better everywhere? Because there's something tangible in what we are. We bring together. We are I don't want to say it. In Tibetan, they talk about the bardo. These are different stages of life and death, right? So we're all, how we define all these things, the fact that we can tap into a commonality where we come together. Some call that God. So, however we define this stuff, what a great pleasure that we can sit on here on public access TV and yap about love for an hour. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
Are you guys going to stay here? Are you guys going away soon? Are you going to stay for the whole summer?
Put.
We're staying here for a while.
If we travel, it'll be like in the moment.
Back and forth. Okay.
Which I love, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend that just went to Europe, and he's from, I want to say Yugoslavia, but it's Serbia. It's hard to know what name of who and where and what over there, but I sure hope that all the people in the world, wherever you are, know that we don't want to see anything but peace, and we want to be able to help sustain you. We are for Gazans and Israelis and Palestinians and Lebanese and Iranians and Americans. We're for everybody.
And Hawaiians.
And Hawaiians. That's very funny. When I think of Hawaiians, I think that if I could turn back the clock, I would. But here, I've rarely seen in history, the Indians didn't get back America. Just because we know that the white guys came over here. The Hawaiians are trying to get back. But the thing that the world needs to really gather out of the whole experience, in my opinion, is elevate the beauty and the depth of wisdom in the Hawaiian culture and incorporate that. And To me, that's what aloha is. It's the best, maybe boiled down to the best of what we have to offer here. To be able to, what we're doing, elevate the Hawaiian culture throughout the world. This Merry Monarch Festival and our Maui girl that, right? That
Wonderful.
became Miss.
Wonderful.
We are so blessed here to have a culture that's loved and respected in a hula all around the world. To me, that's why I say we're an inclusive model. I take personal pride, and I don't want to say responsibility. That's not. That's what living here does. It gives you a feeling like we are together. I've heard of people talk about or quote a race thing all over the world, but maybe it's what you put out. But I've always felt such love and aloha from the Hawaiian people, and an acceptance, and I'm so thankful that I can be in a place where the host culture is constantly giving, and constantly something that those that are aware realize what a treasure to the world the Hawaiian culture is. So may that be the greatest gift, that we can elevate our host culture here, so where the Hawaiian people feel, somehow felt, expressed, part of. I want to see that integration happen to where it just happens. I want to see Molokai not be identified as they don't like haoles, or all these ideas that somehow get, which I've expressed. I just am so thankful that what I've gotten from the Hawaiian culture has been that gift of love and acceptance and inclusiveness, and the wisdom comes down to just basic things. I mean, I don't know if I sound like I'm beating around the bush, but the word aloha is such a powerful word, the concept of aloha. Do you find that the people in the world say this is new to them, or they just recognize it as them? What are you seeing when you're out there? You finding people waking up to what they already are, or are they accepting it like something new?
All of it. The waking up. I think I feel and I see, I witness the waking up in people everywhere, actually. And if they choose not to wake up, that's okay too. Maybe this time around, that's not what their soul wanted to experience. And we have to accept that part. It's allowance and acceptance of those choosing other than lifting up and being happy and joyous and lovable. So it also is a practice. Yeah, I'm speaking like I got it all. No, it's a practice. Every day you wake up, and if you see something that just does not agree with your ideas, or you think the way, that it's allowance and acceptance. That is aloha also.
Yeah, aloha, no matter what culture on the planet, you have love, whatever the name for love is in any language, it is all the same.
Amore.
In Japan,
Isn't she cute?
Yeah. So it's not that Hawaii or aloha is more special than any other place. It's yes, we are the people of aloha, but no matter where we are from, everybody knows compassion and grace and love and acceptance and embracing. Everybody knows this. We all want the same things, So, but for whatever reason, there's an energy being, isolated here in these beloved islands, this Aina. So, but it doesn't make us more special than anyone else. We're all we're all, in this path. And there are many cultures, indigenous ones as well, that have great wisdom and great expressions of the very same things, that the qualities of aloha that we're speaking about. But it's just so happened, this is where we come from, and this is our passion, So
and
we
it's
are
a beautiful expression. I mean, that's what I say about elevating the Hawaiian culture, because, it's found in everyone, but it's what a beautiful way to show. I mean, like you're wearing a lei of flowers. Everything about the Hawaiian culture that I've seen from its base.
Yep.
And I know there's all kinds of things, but I've seen a real honoring of
There's a lot of
community
good. There's a
and
lot of good.
family, and the way they work with the land, and honoring of that we're stewards. I mean, so many basic ideas that can change, can elevate our world to a point of realizing that there's enough.
Can share.
It's really happening, Jason.
Can share.
Well, we're doing
Right?
it.
I mean,
it's happening. I know.
We feel this so much that it is already happening. Okay, there's stuff going on being revealed to us. It's been happening way before this, before it was revealed. And now it's being revealed. Just know that the light, the greater the light, the dark, we're going to get. It's not a destination, but it is what is right now. That is so readily available. It's really right inside your heart space.
And, there are many times we'll have conversations with beloveds here in our community or on our travels. And many times, some of them are just simply burdened by whatever it is that their certain experiences, or they're worried for their families. They're worried about their jobs and, all what the news is feeding them. And we always get asked, what can we do? And the most simplest thing is to breathe. Just to take a breath and ground. Take a breath, put your hand on your heart. Take a breath, look at a photo of your beloved doggy. Take a breath and, and move into that balance of gratitude, and it's simple steps, and it's just simple, and just taking those steps and just doing one kind deed for yourself, and not to get totally overwhelmed. But there's a lot of people that are struggling and really questioning, what do I want? What do I want? What directions do I get to take? So there's a lot of that going on as well. And one of the things that begins to happen is once they kind of focus on what brings them joy, or groundedness, a sense of peace, then it kind of naturally flows. But it's a constant practice. It's a constant practice of noticing when you take deep dives into judgment, deep dives into fear, deep dives into, lack, separation, control, all of that, abandonment, whatever issues. We are here to learn how to live together. That's the game. The game is to get to the core of love and compassion, and let that light shine. But plenty times, we lose our way, we forget. But there's always that awareness. That's always that invitation to go
back to remember.
Yeah.
Remember who we are.
Yes, remember. And I'm looking outside this window from this radio station, and it says, "I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you."
There's a sign out there that says
There is. There's a little stickum thing up there on the wall.
Oh.
I really appreciate you.
And I really appreciate akaku and kaku because, it's community.
Yeah.
Community voice, community pulse, community integrity, community service, community care. Community, the unity, the unity that unites us all. as humanity, as a more humane humanity, dedicated to the upliftment of all life, not only humanity, but all life,
This station has been a real blessing all these years. I mean, if there wasn't, it started, what 92, I think it was, 1992. When I started it here, and I started to be a producer and all that stuff, and in the first class with Don Couch, who became a councilman, and all these people. They've had Jay April here holding the flag for keeping the door open, because the revenue stream to fund public access comes from a small percentage of cable bills. So as we have a fire, we lose money. As the cable companies are blocking all kinds of ways. So Akaku, we stand strong here. We've been here many years. I hope people recognize just how precious this is, Can you imagine National Public Radio and Hawaii Public Radio and all these things that have been standing mostly because of the contributions of people? There's government grants, and we're seeing it in the news, but it's the people. So it's really important that you recognize and just reference. Akaku, Maui Community Media, and KAKU, Maui Community Radio, really needs and loves your support. So you can give us the money and tell us to give it to them, but you can give it to them directly. And you don't have to give them money. You can help in any way that comes. And you can be involved, because that's what it is. Public access. All I did was say, I want to be on here. And I decided I'd do it regularly, and they said, okay, try it. And I've been here. And I keep coming back and showing back up. That's why this happens, because we show up. And I put out this Aloha message to the point where some people say, Jason, can you talk about them? I don't know. I keep thinking that that's what this neutral zone is meant to do.
Yeah.
Take whatever is coming. There's a lady going to come on here in a few weeks. Her name is P. Denise LaCosta. She's running for mayor. She's a realtor. And the Bill 9 thing about the housing, which we all have heard now, and that opinion, we'll see all kinds of things. The fact that we can discuss things that have all kinds of sides, to me, is really the sign of the healthy community. As opposed to, for example, what goes on in the world where they don't talk. They decide they're going to shoot missiles. We can shoot missiles locally. We do sometimes, but, I know we still have time, but I just keep, every time, you guys are looking so terrific. You're just really glowing.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
I'm
mahalo.
I see you often, but glowing
Thank you,
today.
Jason.
Thank you
Really?
so much.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day on Maui.
The rains have receded. The world, when someone can say there's no climate change, I've never seen things like this before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they say it's because the West Coast is hot. It did something with the ocean, and then that causes swells and new patterns. Well, whatever it is, we're not getting out of here alive in this form. So we'll see. Depending on which religion we favor at the moment, to think of what's going to happen after this life. While we're here, it's such a beautiful thing. Every day I have a practice. I focus on appreciation and love and gratitude.
There you go.
It sounds like we're in the same community.
And fun and play.
But
Fun and play.
you're an example. You're that fun and play example. I can't imagine that anywhere in the world you go, you're not bringing smiles and hearts
Right.
and sharing, right?
Thank
you.
Sometimes we look at each other and go, do you believe this? How did this happen?
Ambassadors of Aloha.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's so,
Yeah.
sometimes we even get requests like, oh, can I come learn from you? I was thinking, how do I teach what life is like? What?
Well, you do. You tell to be in touch with you.
Yes.
It's an inside job.
Inside job all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I am so thankful again. I don't want to go back to thankful. What can we talk about that's difficult that we can solve? What world problems can we put on our plate? Well, everything that I think about the world comes back to if we respect somebody else and if we care that when we have a bomb, we just blew up lives. And if we could, as we do that, step back from that. It's difficult. How do we get everybody to recognize that we don't have to destroy, that there's plenty? How do we teach that?
There's just multiple ways, I mean, I think
By
just
example.
live your life. Live your life by example. I mean, I don't know how else to do it.
Yeah.
And being non-judgmental.
That's how.
And not placing your everything on how it's supposed to be, and then spewing, and it doesn't solve very much. Or when we do witness that, we all have, it just boils down to personal choice. It's just the inside job. It's inside.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't have to buy into things that is thrown out there. If you just get in touch with your own heart, and like you said, it's an inside job. Although, the mirrors are mirroring what's going on in the world with nature also. So who knows what's going to happen? But you just got to be present, and aloha.
Yeah. And I always say, I have learned how valuable appreciation is. Appreciation for what you have.
Yeah.
And awareness that I'm always aware that we are so blessed. Compared to what's going on in the world, we are so blessed.
I've been telling this to Lei'ohu basically every day. I said, we're so blessed, we're so blessed. And throughout your years, you realize, man, what am I going to do with all this stuff like in my house? It's like I'm trying to downsize. I don't need all these things. I just want a simple life. Just, too many things, attachments and stuff. So, that's what's happening in our house now. We're trying to downsize and give things away because we don't need that much, really. Just the basic needs is good. And then, we live in a huge house. And that too, like, I'm thinking, wow, let's just have a small little house somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you want it to be?
Right next to my
nice.
other house. Gift a bigger house to a family or somebody that can make space, use the space.
Is it, for example, multiple people could be there? Like,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Because
that's
we had,
something
like,
as our
Lei'ohu's-
lives are going on here. We
Yeah.
learn we need less space, but we also learn
Absolutely.
that the people that are getting older that could use a common, let's say, common health care, that those kind of alternative uses of multifamily houses could turn into not only a whole industry, but self-sustain a family in their later life and find ways of making it all work and contributing back into our community. That self-sustaining thing could really go a long way. So,
There's a lot of that also right now.
It's
There's
happening.
a lot. I mean, a lot of shifts in terms of how we live together. There's a lot of community intention. Ag. There's many beautiful creative designs. Coming out, and I think with the fire, it's really allowing our what has been sedentary to think outside of the box and be much more creative, and to have dialogue with right across the boards with diversity. So I think that's what's happening. We're headed in that direction, as well as to collaborate and find solutions to what we're witnessing every day, like our beloved unsheltered community, our kupuna community. I mean, just take a look around. There's so much that we could
Yeah.
be a part of.
When you look around, you see there's so many ways you can serve. Oh, it's
Yeah.
unlimited. You
Yeah.
know, we have less than 2 minutes to go. Maydeen and Lei'ohu Ryder, you guys not only are beautiful guests, I hope you'll come back again.
We will.
And,
We'll bring our instruments.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good.
We'll do a
You
couple
guys are gonna
songs
love
next
it.
time.
And website name again is alohainaction.com.
And that phrase, Aloha in Action, since the floods, everybody's using it, right? So it's cool.
Cool, right?
Yeah. It's
I
cool.
think it's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
Thank you for all you do, and thank you for all you are. I hope that
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
we are
Mahalo.
the examples that we hope the world has been waiting for. I know I've been waiting for me to come out.
Yeah, and we bless the world, man.
Yeah.
Bless all our brothers and sisters, our families
Everywhere.
across the globe of the universe. We're very blessed to be with each and every one of you. So mahalo nui
And
loa.
also, I want to include the Galactic family.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week. Next week is we have Bob Offerman, who won a Ghost Light Award at the historic Iao Theater. So we'll have a conversation with him, which will be good. And we have all kinds of guests of good people that are inclusive in our model of a beautiful world. That's the motion that we are in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Hui
I am gonna
aloha.
let us
Pono.
out. Here we go. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Jason.